Hi, this is Aki. This is a third video in our series of how to file your taxes. And this is option 3. And this is for taxpayers who don't feel comfortable doing it themselves and they just want someone to help them, but they would prefer if it was free because they're thinking about their budget and some of the tax preparation can be expensive. So there is an option that's actually sponsored and approved by IRS. It's the VITA and TCE on-site program. VITA stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, and TCE stands for Tax Center for the Elderly, and many of the TCE sites are ran by AARP volunteers. And this is a great program for certain taxpayers. You do have to qualify, so they do have a criteria. There's certain things that will not be covered, but it is free and can file 3 years back for free. So this is an option to consider, let's say, if, in comparison to the IRS free file program with the tax software, that one is only available for the current year, while the you can file 3 years back at the on-site sites in person. So this is really great if you just want, let's say, some withholding or you didn't have filing requirement, and there's a 3-year opportunity to request a refund. So if you running close to that time, this is something to consider. And some programs do have high AGI limits, so some don't have that limit of 73,000 for the tax-free file program. So you do have to look into it. Now there are some quality review in place. So many of the sites, they have one person preparing the tax returns, and then another person is reviewing it. And all the IRS volunteers, they have to go through certification of their skills every year and so on. So just to make sure to protect the taxpayers and provide the great service. So the cons are obvious that sometimes you might not qualify. There's some programs that will not be available to you if you make AGI over, let's say, 58,000 for household or over 32,000 for individuals. Some complex returns, such as if you have a rental or their net operating losses or virtual currency transaction and so on, will not be covered. So right away you will be out of scope and you won't be able to take advantage. Now you can have long waits. Sometimes you might have to make appointment. Some of the places, they want you to come in and just whoever's first and just wait in line. So it may require more time, maybe a few hours even. And sometimes you have to wait a couple of weeks because some sites, run on volunteers that have limited schedule and so on. And you're not likely to see the same person. So if you want to develop relationship, that's something that might be hard to do. And obviously these are IRS certified volunteers, not professionals. And so many of them just study taxes just during the season, but that's also true for some of the retail locations. So that's something to consider though. Now tip, cost efficient if you need to file multiple year, as I mentioned before. If you have like 3 years that you have to file and you qualify, this is really a great option for you. So hopefully this helped you make some decisions on if this option is great for your family. Thanks for watching.